What's up, fam, and welcome back to my channel. So I am so excited because I am finally going to be able to show you guys how I decorated Santana's enclosure, how I set up his lights, how I gave him enrichment, all that good stuff. I know this video kind of took me a minute to put out. I have my reasons. So when I first got the enclosure, I was so excited. I just jumped right on my camera and wanted to film and show you guys. And I did, and I did a reveal of just it in its beer glass, and I was so excited. And then when I finally calmed down and was like going to put it in the position that it needed to be, I realized that it was not wide enough. Like, it was 16 inches wide, and like Santana could have barely turned around on that. I asked for a 24 wide. So I hit up my reptile shop that I got it from, and they said, no problem, like, sorry, bring it back. So it was going to be another week. So that was another week for it to get made. We finally brought it to the house. My house has like really tight hallways, and this thing is freaking heavy. Like, it's all glass, so there's no way I could carry it. So my husband and my next door neighbor were trying to shimmy this in my reptile ram. And it broke. It shattered. So luckily, we're cool with the people we know at the reptile shop. So they just kind of were like, all right, we'll just reorder you another one. That's what happened. I had to wait another week. So it took me like 3 weeks eventually to get my enclosure. So that's why it took me so long to finally get this video out. These glass enclosures are freaking heavy, and I'm sure wooden ones are just as heavy as well. So, I mean, when you are going to invest in enclosure, you have to make sure you have room. You have somebody to like be able to lift it, and it's going to be out in a good spot, because I had to rearrange this whole reptile room just for this massive enclosure. So, yeah, but I'm so happy I have it. Like, Santana is thriving. I do want to mention to all of you guys that were giving me crap about him being in a 40-gallon. For people who don't know me and like don't know us, Santana is only 9 months old, so he may look a lot bigger on me because I'm actually like a really small person. So I do want to clear that up. Like, I've always had plans on upgrading him. He's in a massive now, big enclosure. I know a 40-gallon is a minimum for bearded dragons, but like literally he is using every inch of this new enclosure, and it makes me so happy. I really wanted to get like another bearded dragon, but it really makes me think like, oh shit, do I have room for another massive enclosure like this? I don't know, I don't think so. Some people might not agree that I did a glass enclosure, but I do want to let you guys know that I do live in Southern California, San Diego. So the coldest it gets in here, or like outside, is like 40 degrees in the morning for like an hour. So I feel like that I could really maintain heat, especially in my reptile room. Like, I have no windows in here, so there's no way that cold air can get in here. So I do want to let people know that maybe not everybody can go for a glass enclosure because they might have problems keeping heat in. I don't, and like, it's really warm in this room no matter what, and like, we're still in winter. So yeah, I do want to let you guys know because it might be different for other people. They might need wood enclosures over glass enclosures, but I don't have a problem with his heat at the moment. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sorry it took me so long to put it out, but thank you guys so much for checking out my channel. I hope you love Santana's new castle as much as I do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, follow us on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I'm going to start this video off with showing you how I covered my glass. So I cannot stand just the plain looking glass. Of course, that's not good for the bearded dragons to see their reflection. So that's like the #1 reason why I wanted to get a wood enclosure at first, because I wasn't sure how I was going to cover this glass up. And then I remembered a while ago I did a project on my home, and I used this like wallpaper glass cover, if you call it. I'm not even really sure what you would call this stuff, but whatever it is, it's amazing, and I got it on Amazon. It's super affordable. There's a bunch of different patterns. I decided just to go with the clean crystal look. Stuff is so easy to apply. You just get some water and like slap that baby on. You do have to get some of the air bubbles and fit it to your tank size, but other than that, I thought it was super simple. Pretty much anybody can do this, and it is forgiving because if you stick it somewhere you don't like, you could just take it off and reapply it, and you don't mess up anything, if that makes sense. Like I said, I will link all this stuff below. I love this stuff. He looks like he's like in a crystal ball now. Personally think this came out so rad. It is so different from any other enclosure I have seen, and the best part about that stuff is if I don't like it like in a few months, I could take that off and it will not do anything to the glass. There won't be any goop on it or anything. It'll look like a brand new enclosure, so it's just a great option. I'm going to try this out and see how it goes. To give this enclosure one last good sweep before I added my substrate, and the substrate I am using is cabinet liner. I buy my cabinet liners at the Dollar Tree, and they happen to have a pattern that I really like that will go with everything, so I was super stoked on that. I prefer to use cabinet liners just because they are cheap and they're super easy to clean up. Santana can't snag a nail on it. They are always just a good go-to, and you could wash them off once they get a little bit stinky. I do like to add a piece of tile to his enclosure. That just helps him file his nails down a little bit more. I eventually would like to add two. I did have two pieces of tile, they just didn't fit, but for right now this one will work out just fine. A new large hide that I got for him, and I'm super happy I did because I have caught him going to bed like in the hide, like underneath the little cave, so he has been using that to his full advantage, and it was $30. I got it at PetSmart. The only reason why I got it because I did a lot of shopping and all those really big hides were like $50 or more, so when I found this for $30 I had to grab it. You guys can just watch me struggle on where I wanted to put all his decor, all his enrichment. It was really important for me to use every square inch of that enclosure, especially the height. So I did have this brilliant idea of using these really large dishes that had like suction cups, but those babies didn't want to suction, so they wouldn't stick. They fell down. I ended up finding these magnetic ledges. I need to grab some more, but that will let me use the height of it as well. I end up also finding these, like, I guess you put them in your cabinets for your dishes to like lift up, and those just add a little bit more of some height, and the boy is hopping around all over in the enclosure using them. So if you guys want to grab some of those, maybe it'll be handy for your beardie. I'm just going to add some fake plants anywhere I can just to make it look a little bit more lush. Santana is one of those bearded dragons that doesn't eat the fake plants, so your bearded dragon might be the type that does try to eat all the fake plants, so watch out for that. So it was time to add those sliding glass doors. At first I was a little bit unsure and definitely scared to use them because I didn't want to break them. I had to call my husband to make sure I was putting them in right, but actually it ended up being super simple and easy. Final step would be to just add that king into his enclosure. It took him a few minutes to actually move, but when he did, he started to adventure around and check everything out. It really wasn't until the next day I saw him really just jumping around and being a psycho. I was in my room and I heard all this ruckus, and then I realized he was just really enjoying himself in this new enclosure. So this is the first night that Santana is in his new enclosure, and I literally just caught him going in his little new hide. Alexa, stop. Santana, you have all this room, but you still want to come out. That's why I added this extra piece of crystal to it, because I didn't want him to think that he wow, Santana. You have all this room and you want to come out and play with me? I added this little extra sheet of crystal so he couldn't be pacing back and forth in the class and think that he could run out, if that makes any sense. But he seems to be really liking this enclosure. You can't see his reflection, I don't think, at all. Hi. Hi, buddy. What do you think about your new enclosure? It's pretty cool. Got a lot of stuff. We need to get you a fresh salad.
What we do here is go back.
I wonder if I open it, he'll try to come out. I do want to get some sticky knobs or something, that way I'm not touching the glass, because fingerprints will bug me on this thing. Hey, cutie. Why are you looking at me like that? With those crazy eyes. You slept in your new little hut last night. That was a good job. It's pretty nice and dark in there and cozy. Yeah, very cozy. Lick, lick. All right, so the final step was to get his lighting system all situated, and I finally got them all in. And yeah, so I have his basking lamp right here, and then I did his UBV inside his cage. I had to wire that up in there for him, but he has a strip, and then you can see the cord. Unfortunately, I did have to make a little hole in here. I have to patch that up, but I had to get that cut so it could actually plug through there. So yeah, this is our situation. He has been in his new enclosure for a week now. And I mean, I will be in the other room hearing him running around like a psycho, going every which way. So I'm pretty sure he is liking this new castle of his own. I hope you guys like his enclosure and maybe it inspires you to upgrade, or maybe I gave you some ideas for some decorations and some enrichment. I love you guys so much. Thank you for always checking out my videos. Don't forget to thumbs this up, give me a comment below, and follow Santana on my reptile Instagram because I post a lot about him. For now, I hope you guys have a great month and rest of the week, and I will see you next time. Santana, do you got raspberry all over your face? I swear he knows when I'm talking to him. You know, you're a smart dragon.